Aloha, Damon Risusachi, Hawaii here. Today I would like to address prospective luxury home or luxury condo sellers. Whereas luxury condos are defined as anything over $700,000 and luxury homes are defined as anything over $1.9 million. Today I'm in the beautiful luxury home on Hawaii Lower Ridge. Behind me you can see the backdrop of Coco Head and the beautiful Mauna Loa Bay. And I would just like to talk a little bit about what it takes to successfully market and sell a home of this grandeur. Now, first of all, let's talk about buyers and sellers market. Right now, almost all of Oahu, except for the luxury home areas, are basically in a complete seller's market. In the luxury home and luxury condo neighborhoods, basically we're in a buyer's market. Now, buyers and markets are basically defined by 5 to 6 months of inventory. So anything less than 5 or 6 months of inventory, you're in a seller's market. Anything above 5 or 6 months of inventory, you're in a buyer's market. For condos over $700,000, right now there's 9.5 months of inventory. For luxury homes over $1.9 million, basically we're at 15.6 months of inventory as of last month. However, luxury home and condo sellers, do not despair. There are many things that we can do before the marketing process and during the marketing process to make sure that we can sell your home for the best fair price possible. Now, before marketing your home, there are 3 things that any excellent realtor should be advising and helping you with. Number 1, it's decluttering. Number 2, it's minor renovations. And number 3, it's staging. Now, number 1, decluttering. I'm a big fan of it. When a potential buyer comes into your home, if there are a lot of personal effects around, they kind of feel like a stranger in the home. Whereas if it's clean and it's minimalistic, then when they come in to see your home, they can imagine what it would be like to live in that home, sort of a blank canvas. So I think it's really good to be decluttered and minimalistic. Number 2, minor renovations. Because you're in a buyer's market, you really need to stand out. And 2 things that can pay off the best is, number 1, if you need to change the carpet or clean up the flooring, you gotta do it. Number 2, the paint. So those 2 main things, which I consider minor renovations, can pay back later when it comes to getting the final best fair price for your home. Number 3, staging. It's so important these days. Again, especially if you're in a buyer's market. The first impressions of someone when they come into your home, if it's nicely staged, again, will pay off later when you go to get the final price for your home. Now let's talk a little bit about buyer profiles. Now, for a $500,000 condo or home with 20% down and financing, basically we're looking for someone with an income of around $65,000 per year. Or let's say it's $1 million. For $1 million property financing, essentially we're looking for someone with a minimum income, yearly income of $125,000. For $2 million financing, that jumps up to $250,000 and so on, $3 million, $375,000. So we're looking for a specific buyer profile, more likely a professional or someone that already has that amount of money to buy your beautiful luxury home or condo. Now, along with that professional buyer profile, in Hawaii, there's another buyer profile that is actually the Japanese. Japanese, compared to the rest of the foreign buyers of Hawaii property, basically make up 75%. So I'll give you a number. Last year in 2016, there was approximately $1 billion worth of overseas foreign investment buyer of Hawaii property. Of that $1 billion, 750 million of it, again, 75% of it, was bought by Japanese. In some luxury condos here in Waikiki or Kaka'ako or Ala Moana, the occupancy or the ownership rate of those buildings can be anywhere from 30% to 50% overseas Japanese buyers. So basically what I'm saying here is that the realtor or the company that you finally decide to work with should have Japanese language abilities. I myself, I don't look Japanese, but I do speak Japanese. Yoroshiku onegai itashimasu. So that's it for the buyer profile. Now moving on to marketing. There are 4 types of marketing. They are local marketing, 2, the traditional or passive marketing. 3, proactive and web-based marketing. They go together. And number 4, the niche marketing. Now, the local marketing for a home of this grandeur, the $2 to $3 million range, is not so pertinent. It's more than likely a potential buyer for this grandeur of a home will be somebody offshore, or again, like I mentioned, maybe even a Japanese buyer. Number 2, the traditional or passive type of marketing. This is basically decluttering, staging, doing some still photography, putting the home on the MLS, which then trickles down to Trulia or Zillow. It's creating nice printed materials, maybe doing some newspaper ads, and open houses. Now, I call this traditional or passive. Really what it is passive marketing, because you put all of these marketing materials together, you put it out on the internet, and you wait for somebody to call you or the realtor. And as opposed to passive marketing, what we like to do, especially at our company, is proactive and web-based marketing. So what we do is we put together a database matrix, a profile, which I just talked about, the buyer profile. And we connect your home, maybe the school nearby, its value, and then we try to connect with the potential buyers that are looking specifically for a home like yours and can afford to buy a luxury home or condo. And so instead of sitting back and waiting passively for the buyers to come to us, we proactively, using mostly the web, to go out and find the right buyer, as opposed to any buyer. The traditional passive marketing really is about finding any buyer, whereas the proactive and web-based marketing, which is what we specialize in, is all about finding the right buyer. Especially right now, because we're in a buyer's market in the luxury home and luxury condos, it's important that you not just find any buyer, because if you just find any buyer, you're probably not going to get the price that you were really hoped for, or the best fair value, I like to call it, of your luxury home or condo. Whereas proactively in web-based marketing, we can go out and we can use our videos, we can use our live photography, we use social media, we have blog posts that target the buyer profile for the person or the people that would be, or potential buyers for your particular home or luxury condo. The 4th type of marketing is the niche marketing. I talked about this a little bit before in the buyer profile segment. In Hawaii, that would predominantly be marketing to overseas investors. And of those overseas investors, as mentioned before, 75% of all overseas investment in Hawaii homes, vacation homes, condos, were made by Japanese. That equates to $750 million in 2016. So what I'm trying to say here is your realtor either has to have the Japanese language skills themselves, or have someone in their office that is capable of marketing in Japanese. Just to quickly recap the 4 types of marketing. Number 1, the local marketing. Number 2, the traditional or passive marketing. Number 3, the proactive and web-based marketing. And number 4, the niche marketing. The first 2, the local marketing and the traditional or passive marketing, there are a number of companies here in Hawaii that are capable of doing that. We do a very good job, an excellent job ourselves of that, but really when it comes to marketing, successfully marketing and selling a luxury condo or luxury home, it's really down to the other 2 types of marketing, the 3rd and 4th, the proactive and web-based marketing, and the 4th one, the niche marketing. Those 2 really set the difference between companies that are traditionally and marketing to the local market, and the ones that really specialize in, such as ourselves, in marketing luxury homes and luxury condos. At the end of the day, in order to successfully market and sell your luxury home or condo, it's really all about finding the right buyer for the right price. Not necessarily any buyer, but finding the right buyer for the right price. I hope you found this video helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions. This is Damon Reese here, Sachi Hawaii. Aloha.